I want to use the example of a case we talked about earlier, Devin Michaels, when she pled guilty, but then the judge and the prosecutor said, "Oh, I'm not willing to take this plea," because she got up there and said, "Well, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I want to plead guilty, but I'm innocent." So what do you do when a client says, "I want to plead guilty, but I'm innocent"? Or what do you do if a client says, "I want to plead guilty, but I only did counts 4, 5, and 6. I didn't do counts 1, 2, and 7. They got it wrong. It was actually a gun, not a shotgun," something like that. What do you do? Well, wonderful enough, we have an alternative. We have this thing called Alford versus North Carolina. It's a case out of the Supreme Court that says if you think it's in your best legal interest to enter a guilty plea, you can do that. You can do that and you can get sentenced just like you were guilty. You get all the same things as a guilty plea. You go to prison, you get the same sentence, you're a convicted felon, all that stuff is the same. But you get the benefit of not having to answer that one question of, are you in fact guilty, when the judge asks you that. And a lot of people just can't answer that question. And so that works for them. A lot of people are scared. And, if you think about it, it really does shine a light on our justice system that people who didn't do something or maybe dispute the charges in some way are so scared about what we call the trial tax that they want to enter a plea so that they can avoid going to trial. And, weeks from now, we'll talk about the trial tax, but I think you can kind of guess what it is. It's you getting hammered after going to trial and losing versus what you'd get if you take a plea. And we'll talk about that more since I only have a minute, but I wanted to at least introduce you to the concept of an Alford plea. It is an alternative. And so if you hear that Alford, whenever you're listening to your true crime podcast or you're watching TV, that's what it means.